Yeah, welcome back everyone to Epsilon Sun, episode 28. Would you look at that? Lots of things. That's okay. Urgent university stuff is understandable. Don't need any explanations. Glad that you're here in the stream anyway, Alex. Miss you. And hopefully we'll see. You can still enjoy what's going on. And be a part of the fun and the torment. But let's kick us back to our episode 28, where last we left off. From the pit of the Medusa, you collected your things and people, survivors, and slowly made your way back up to the surface of the Sorrows, making sure not to provoke any encounters that you had previously resolved. And that took some time, in-game time, not necessarily role-playing time. But you eventually, collectively, emerged from the hole in the floor of the house in which you descended through. And you explained once exiting to Frangle, the guardsman outside the house, that there may be more things down there and to set a stronger watch, as there could be an army that retaliates after slaying their leader and killing their god, and you show the evidence of the head of the Medusa. Beyond that, kind words are given from the townsfolk and the orphan you saved, with gestures of, if you ever need a place to hide, no questions asked, you have friends here. And you leave them to return to their broken, pitiful lives within the Sorrows. After all, despite your exhaustion, news must be delivered to the mayor, but first, a quick stop in the tavern to have a minor discussion between Aurora and Lokar about the things that have been learnt thus far regarding General Kalis. With a to be continued stamp and some heated words said, you decide that it's actually time to visit the mayor once more. Mayor Shandal receives your recounting of what lies beneath the Sorrows and your efforts to quell an immediate issue, but perhaps it's not entirely over, you say. Shandal tells you that he didn't expect you to resolve things so quickly, and to wait until the next day to pick up your guide/map and your rewards. He assures you that the house will be strongly guarded and inquires whether there is any other issue you have looked at within the Sorrows, referring to the 5 other issues he spoke of. To which you said, we're working on it, give us a break. So, leaving the mayor's home, Lokar and Nissa head off on their own, leaving Magrim to investigate the herbologist's home and Aurora and Karek to head towards the Rusted Forge. To which Lokar takes his anger out of failure and fears of losing another team out on an unoccupied home, smashing things about in silent rage. And he learns he just needs to get a bit swole to let off some of the pressure, learning some new things. Nissa catches up with Jasper about the Veiled Alliance and his time with them at the Hollow Tankard. And we return to Detective Ferdinand, aka Magrim Ace Detective, as he investigates the thefts at Dew's End and manages to deduce that the potion shop had been raided many times by a crew of several entities, people, perhaps, and perhaps there are clues to who they are. And with a lead to Gangal and his failure to not worry about his order of invisibility potions after they were stolen, he leaves. But not before tea was had and several kits were purchased. Lokar and Magrim therefore then catch up with Karek and Aurora at the forge, as they can't really do anything in terms of selling anything. But with it being empty and no sign of Baura, the smith, you begin to do the snooping. Aurora and Karek first hear some whispers coming from the forge and deduce that they need Magrim because no one speaks Dwarvish, apparently. But eventually, the whispers are translated to Bound in Flame, my soul must wane, break the chain, and end my pain. You find a magical smith's hammer located in the floorboards within the forge, and you additionally try to extinguish the forge to try and get rid of the ghost somehow. But Aurora eventually swings the hammer and hits the anvil with it, which is heard from where Baura is, quote unquote, taking care of business. And she comes to investigate what is happening in a forge. Lokar tries to hide the hammer in the handy haversack, triggering, to everyone's surprise, a very angry entity within the forge for the attempted theft. And that is where we left off last episode. And I have prepared everything accordingly. So let's actually go to the forge that was missing from my map.
Maybe he's a nice forge ghost.
Mm-hmm.
There you all are. Floating above you, a large, semi-opaque figure looms out from the forge, with eyes like that of smoldering embers. A beard of angrily billowing smoke and features symbolizing that of an old dwarf. His wide, girthy, muscular arms bear large golden bracers with burning runes coating them in a spiral pattern. And from those bracers, spectral chains of hot iron are visible from them to the forge. The braces flare as he clangs them together, and from the sparks, the interior perimeter of the forge begins burning, encased in burning chains.
Mm-hmm.
The voice booms out like crackling firewood and molten metal. My soul is curse-bound to this forge, left to burn here in this gorge. Cursed to be whole of ember, soul and tool, by greed and pride, thus chained me the fool. And now, your souls fall to this rule. Spectral chains then lash out from the forge to each of you and wrap around your ankles. The figure, the ghostly, smoky figure, continues with a grimace yet a slight smile. Strength of will break your chains. Confront your truths of will-tell pains. Then ring the anvil with the tools of curse, and forge a vestige to release and disperse. The figure grows ever larger, covering the top of the forge, looking down on each of you. And from the central pit, a large smoke cloud bursts out, blinding you all momentarily as you shield your eyes from the ash that spills out. And as you open your eyes, each of you witness a smoky scene that speaks to you directly. Nisser is not there, so you get to enjoy this scene as you're just having a drink with Jasper.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. The smoky scenes that each of you experience are different to each other, so we're going to have to go around one by one. And you feel, as you witness this smoky scene materialize in front of you, almost like this is something that you are making. The smoke shapes itself into figures. figures that speak. Aurora, we'll begin with you. I'm just going to change the music real quick. Aurora, as you open your eyes, then the smoke fills the room. It swirls in front of you, and you see yourself being given your first Templar armor. You see your expression as you stand there, as it is laid in your hands. And you remember what it felt like to be given this uniform. The mists and smoke swirls. You see yourself back at home in your own room, adorned with this Templar armor for the first time. It swirls once again. And you stand facing your father. He looks you up and down and says, "Is this what you wanted, right? You look good."
I like the black.
I didn't really expect you to go through with this all. Are you sure this is what you really wanted to do? It's not going to be easy, Aurora.
I serve Epsilon. It is what our family has always done.
The scene swirls, and your Templar comrades stand in a semicircle facing you with Alabaster in the middle. They each hold their weapons. Are you really one of us? You turned on all of us pretty quickly, didn't you?
No. No, I did not. I serve an oath. An oath that will pursue and endure through every trial and tribulation.
Alabaster steps forward and says, "You're doing this for yourself. You don't really follow Kalik. How much trust can we put into you, human?"
Alabaster, you coward. I don't swear an oath to Kalik. I swear an oath to Epsilon, to our nation, to its people, in the strength it shows.
You don't really belong here. You aren't really from here. You're a foreigner in
blood
these
is-
lands. Why do
My
you even
blood
remain?
was born from this sand. My blood has been spilled just like yours.
The mists swirl, and you stand in the slave pens. You have Grange in front of you. I used to respect you, bruh. But you're going down a path we can't follow, bruh. There was a time where you were one of us, where you're gonna belong with us, bruh. But now you're by yourself, bruh. You sure this is what you want to do? Stand out from the crowd, bruh? You could be one of us.
At this point, do I realize it's like a trick?
The words that are said, I mean, it's obvious that it is not real, but the words are real enough to you. The feeling that you get is a challenge. A challenge to your choice. The choices you've made up to this moment. And your opportunities to potentially conform and be part of just, a movement without being someone that has their own sort of convictions.
Let's see. Grange, we are all the same people. The divisions that have brought us here are weaknesses, unfortunate circumstances. You died a hero's death. My only regret is I didn't join you.
You chose the others, brah. You chose the ones that would have died in here, brah. Do you think you made the right choice? Is this the choice you want, brah?
I chose the path that everyone in our nation chooses to endure, to survive, to be strong.
The smoke disperses slightly for you. And in a fiery aura, you can see floating above, or just above the edge of the central pit here, the smithing tools, including the dwarven hammer. We will move on to Lokar. Rewinding time. The faces that materialize in the smoke for you, Lokar, are the ones that you both expect and also dread. The faces of your fallen comrades materialize within the smoke.
Probably try to break free. Do I feel like I'm still in these chains, right?
It's still in the chains, yeah.
Yeah, I think he just he doesn't really want to see any of this shit. He's kind of trying to break free, probably without success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of trying to avoid division somewhat.
Mm-hmm. You see Gur standing in front of you. One second. I have a whole section here. But, where did I put it? I have too many notes.
allows me to open everything up I have also.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A hobgoblin with very stern face, black hair, and the custom armor that he has that you are aware of. Frazee stands there, along with a few others, Morak, Murgash, Var, and Trit. They stand there in their armor with the notable patch of the crimson spearhead. You see their faces looking at you, solemn but stern. And Gur says, "Why did you leave us? You could have saved us, Lokar."
I'd fucking seriously say that right now. He's like trying to use all his strength to break out of these chains.
You realize relatively quickly, like, the spectral chains are not some chain to be broken.
Oh yeah,
with
I mean,
physical
I think
strength.
he realizes that, but it's just like kind of the flight response that's coming to this specific thing.
Oh, okay, cool. Gur looks at you and says, "It was your fault. You could have done something about it, didn't you? You could have saved us all. It's your fault that we are all dead. It's your fault, Lokar. Why didn't you save us?"
I couldn't. I'm sure I couldn't. I don't know. Alright, I don't fucking know. Why am I seeing you guys right now? Stupid draw ghost shits.
Murgash speaks. He's a big, strong green orc. And he, like, slams his large sledgehammer, maul, to the ground, which billows a small amount of smoke. "You were part of the crew, part of the squad, and you left us there to die, Lokar. Where are you now? Do you even remember what you left?"
I don't think I can. It's already hard enough as is. And I don't need to see you guys now while I'm awake also. I'm sorry. For whatever happened, I'd wish I would have understood it earlier. I really do. Apparently all was bullshit. Everything Cal sent us on, it all was for naught. And we have to suffer. You guys had to die. It's not fair. It's not right. Sorry. So sorry.
Gur spits a smoky spittoon on the ground and says, "We don't need your sorries, Lokar. We want to live. We don't want to be forgotten, Lokar. What are you doing? Why aren't you here with us?"
No clue what I'm doing. I'm doing what I've been told, what I've learned to survive, to move on, to just keep going. That's what I'm doing, Gur. I'm sure you could have told me what to do. I would have loved to have you around, have you tell me what to do, but I just can't have that. I'm just trying to survive, that's all.
Morak
'Cause I'm not ready.
speaks out,
Go ahead.
says, Crimson Spearheads don't just wander. We were a squad, Lokar. A squad together. Where are you now, Lokar? If it's not with us, what are you doing with yourself? You left us all to die, but... where do you go from here? What do we mean to you? Are we just going to be left to
I'm
rot?
trying to find you guys. I don't know. Figure out what the fuck happened. That's what I'm trying, alright? Stupid and useless. But I'm doing it anyway. Maybe, I don't know. It helps.
The mists become more transparent, and in front of you, you too see the floating tools, like Aurora does. Karik, your smoky scene is in the deserts. The smokes twist and blow as if they are the desert sand-filled winds. And a dune in the distance reveals itself to you. And over the crest of this dune, your tribe walks over the crest down towards you. Your elder slowly waddles his turtle butt up to you and looks you up and down and says, "Selfish, Karik, selfish. You left the tribe, Karik. Selfish. We are now exposed, Karik. Why did you leave the tribe?"
I had to. You wouldn't listen to me.
The scene behind your elder turns to plated paladins riding in the like across the background, and the smoke swirls around them as the tribe behind your elder starts to look in panicked directions. The elder stares at you without moving. Our fate is sealed, Karik. Strength
real.
in numbers. You leave the tribe. We are weak without you.
No,
Well-
this isn't real. Can't be real.
Distant screams. And a shooting of like smoke, like symbolizing that of a blood splatter, rushes past your face. The elder continues to look at you, unwavering, with the scene behind. What is your purpose now, Karik? Maybe you should come home.
I still have to find out more. It's important. You told me to forget about it, but that star is not. It's not normal, and it's important. And I have to find out more.
The elder looks, turns halfway away from you to look into the background, and then looks back to you. Is it worth the effort, Karik?
It has to be.
The mists become more transparent and the scene disperses and the floating tools are seen to you. For Magrim, because Alex is watching the stream, the smokes disperse. Sorry, not disperse. They coalesce in front of him, and a angelic-looking figure stands facing him. Magrim, my dear boy, are you absolutely sure you wish to continue? This is a fool's errand. Fools. We could just go home. We could just escape all of this. Don't need to do this. What if the elves attack? And you're not there? Must you go on this crusade? Magrim looks at this angelic creature, and with a smile on his face says, I've made some new friends, and there is a much bigger picture here. Going home doesn't really sound like it's going to really offer me much. And there's something more I want to achieve here than just the usual. There are people I want to protect now. It's time for me to protect people that I love rather than people that protect me. The mist disperse and the tools stand floating in front of him. Each of you. The spectral magical tools in front of you beckon you to take them up. With the words and the scenes in your mind, your words of resolve, why you're here, what you choose to do with your lives. These are the statements you have made. The ghost laughs a echoing laugh around the forge. The chains will hold you until your will overcomes. He repeats, strength of will break your chains, confront your truths, of withheld pain. Then ring the anvil with the tools of curse, and forge a vestige to release and disperse.
Can I like? Do I still have my hands free right now?
Yeah.
I think Loka is quite fucking angry at this guy. And he knows it doesn't gonna do anything, but he's definitely gonna like throw a fucking hand axe at him, at this ghostly figure, and just like kind of loudly like throw at him. Who gave you the fucking right to use these images, you piece of shit?
The hand
Kind of like
axe,
still fighting chains.
the hand axe just like goes straight through him. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hear it
I
in the
assume.
background, clang, 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 clang. The ghost, he has a name, but I'm not gonna say his name. Looks down on you all like his eyes burning with like ember coals. Says, "These visions are yours of the making. These are your chains to break."
My oath is not something to be broken. Abomination.
He
Yeah, you might have her here for an eternity if that's what you're trying to achieve.
He looks down and says, "Your chains are the chains you make. Break them now and end my pain." The spectral chains sort of tighten and begin to bite into your ankles. "Or join me within the forge."
Are we in reach of the gear?
Yeah, you can. The chains are from you to the forge, so you can move around, and this, the.
Okay. I guess I am going to see if something happens if I pick something up of the tools.
Yeah, they're floating in front of you with like this fiery aura around them, and you reach out and grab hold of it, and you're expecting it to burn, but it does not. As you grab hold of a tool, a piece of molten metal appears on the edge.
Like on the edge of the weapon? Or
No,
the
the
tool,
edge,
I mean?
the edge of the. So it's just like sitting here. Like
Okay,
let's say, like you move in here, and then like it's like a little thingy there.
Okay. I look over to the rest, and I say, "Well, I fucking hate this, but I don't want to die and become a forge. So, I don't know. Let's figure this out. Whatever it is."
Okay, Aurora, what do you do?
I'm still debating.
Okay, Car, what do you do?
Same. I'm trying to figure things out.
Okay.
I really feel Aurora could be very obtuse here. Let's go straight up to the ghost and say, "Fuck you. My oath will not be broken."
Karik is just confused about what this ghost's motive is. Like, us doing this is gonna release him. If we don't do it, we get stuck too. Confused.
Do you want the poem again?
You can put
No,
it.
I can put it in
I
the
think
chat.
it's just more Karik is honestly
Okay.
just like,
Okay. I think Magrum will probably step up and take the tools, and have the molten metal appear before him. Okay.
I mean, I think he kind of knows a little bit, a little bit of.
Magrum goes, looks like we'll need to forge a new path for us, finger guns.
So he's gonna try to, I guess, work with whatever appeared in front of him, and just see like, I don't know exactly what. Does he have like a whole smithing tool set, or?
You hold these
Oh.
tools and like you have like a smith's hammer and you have some tongs. So yeah, they're sort of spectrally floating in front of you.
I guess he'll like look at them and kind of realize that he does. I mean, he has seen smiths before, but he doesn't quite understand it. But he does know that like Aurora kind of is all about tool stuff. So he kind of looks over her and like, come on, pick something up and start making something, okay? You know how to use these fucking things, right? Why are you standing around?
Take the tongs and grab the material you wish to bend. You will need heat to bend the metal.
Okay, sure. I guess he's trying to just try that.
Sure. You've seen things being created before. You've been to
Yeah.
blacksmiths before. You're not completely, an apprentice at this, so to speak. I mean, you're not an expert in any sense of the word. What are you?
I would like actually to, since I have Smith's Tools proficiency,
Uh-huh.
it's probably just help Lokar through the entire process rather than address Aurora's oath, because I could be really obtuse.
You could be. You could die.
I could.
The it's your choice, but I think the vision that Aurora received less about challenging her oath and more about
No, I get the subtle context. It's just I don't think Aurora wants to address that immediately either.
Lokar, what do you picture in your mind's eye as you take up the tools?
I think some sort of freedom for my squad, I guess, as an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what he's probably envisioning right now.
Mm-hmm.
What he's feeling after what he has heard.
Okay. I would like you to roll a wisdom. Flat wisdom.
Alright. Do I get advantage from Aurora? She's helping me
Aurora's
through.
not helping you at this point. Like, her
Okay.
chains does not allow her to give you advantage here.
Mm.
Did that connect?
Did it go
Oh,
through?
maybe because I don't have. Oh, I probably don't have Beyond 20. Oh, I should have downloaded that before. Okay, I rolled a
no,
19 total.
I can see it in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's D&D Beyond. But
I'll
I'll
just use
see
that.
that I get.
It is a 19, guys. You strike the molten metal whilst holding the tongs. And the feeling of freedom for your squad guides your way. As you begin to hammer down on this molten metal, you are almost feeling, with each slam, your conviction of uncovering the truth and discovering what the hell happened there, to free their souls, perhaps, from the mystery of their deaths. you hammer a spearhead. And as it glows in front of you, it symbolizes the Crimson Spearhead's logo. And
Gets a bit,
mhm.
gets a bit somber seeing that. I don't think he expected, since that's kind of like more of a magical process than something that he like actually did.
Mm-mm-mm.
Kind of sticks with him in that moment. That's kind of beautiful.
You hear in your like a close whisper the voice of Gur. A single word. Remember. I need you to roll me on the memory chart.
Shit.
So
So D28.
D28.
Remember correctly.
Yep.
It's 11.
Sure.
Useful.
Yeah.
One nice lightning.
You feel like the memory of the scene weaken slightly. You don't get a huge amount of information beyond what you already know, but the swirling of this bloody emblem becomes clearer to you. Whilst the walls are painted and coated in blood, and with the dais and this statue, this nameless, faceless statue, thwarting your discovery, you recognize that there is within this swirling bloody sigil above this statue infernal runes that float in and out. You become aware that whatever happened within that crypt, something still persisted as you fled. And as you run back down the corridor in your memory, hearing the screams of your comrades, I'd like you to roll Arcana.
Oh shit. Arcana.
Oof.
That's okay. That's good old 5.
Magic has never been your forte.
Nope.
The fact
Unfortunately
that this triggers in your mind leads you to one simple fact. Magic of an infernal nature was used, and probably still persists. As you come out of your memory, you look down once more at that crimson spearhead that glows like freshly fired metal. And your
Yeah, he definitely seems to have more conviction right now, and he still sees Kari kind of like staying around, and he knows Aurora is a bit hard sometimes to talk to when she has something in her mind, so he also he sees Bagger probably already working on it.
Mhm.
So he'll like turn to Karik and be like, What's wrong? You want to get out of this, right?
Did his chains change at all when he finished his thing?
We need to finish the scene. As you stare down on the spearhead, Lokar, do you do anything?
I guess he moves. I mean, he moves over to the anvil, probably.
Mm.
If I remember what he said correctly.
Yep. Take the spearhead.
Yes. And I assume, I assume probably waiting for the rest of the pieces that are gonna get created. That's what he assumes right now.
Pieces?
I guess he's gonna like hit
Oh, the others.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna do,
And that's
sorry?
probably when he moves. Yeah.
Okay. So you're waiting for the others to do something. Okay. Magrim is gonna very eagerly take up the tools and closes his eyes as he sees you do that, Lokar, and says, "Never touched a tool like this in my life, but this sounds fun." And he grabs the tools and begins to hit with the hammer and pulls the glowing metal. And you can see strike after strike, it's meant to form a shape, and he'll have to roll. And you can see very clearly that he begins to form this almost glass-like crystal. Like almost blown glass. And he's like, "Huh! Look at that!" And there's a scene where he is momentarily distracted as he hears a whisper from his angelic friend. "Stay the path." He nods, and he's going to join you by the anvil.
Carrick?
Well, seeing them both go through with it and not, exploding or whatever, Karik will grab the hammer and walk up to the edge of the forge.
Don't think this is dangerous right now, and whenever it comes, we'll deal with it, but this can't stand what we have right now. To get rid of these chains.
The tools hover in front of you as you approach the workbench. A molten piece of metal materializes in front of you.
I'll grab a hammer and start hitting it and hope that something happens, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but what you have that scene in your mind and the words
Right,
that you said.
He's still, in Karik's head is still, he's wondering if he should have even left home right now. He's concerned that what he saw might have been real and is happening or has happened. And maybe he should have stayed to protect them, but it's too late. What's done is done.
Okay. You are almost conflicted as you pick up the tools. Roll me a wisdom check.
Nice.
Wow. as you pick up the tools and you feel like there is so many questions, so many sort of things that could have been, or maybe you made the wrong choice, maybe it's the right choice, it doesn't matter anymore, does it still matter, should you go back? Like, these questions loop around your brain. You have no idea how these tools work or what the hell's going on, but the moment you stare at that molten piece of metal, your mind clears. The single thing that stands out is that star. That reason that you chose to leave your tribe. The reason why you chose to stand with these people in this room. The reason why you've been through all of this shit. That star. That dream. That is worth the effort. And you, almost subconsciously, begin to forge that very star. A medallion in the star shape. The whispers of your elder come through and say, "The stars always persist. Believe in yourself, Kar."
I'll take it over to the anvil.
That kind of nods to you. And yeah, and looks over to Aurora. What's Aurora doing?
Aurora gives like this most spiteful glare to the big forge ghost, and then grabs the smithing tools. I know what my purpose is, and I know what choice I have made. My oath is not to a weak king who betrayed its people. My oath is not to traitors or those who abandon their word. I fight, I persist for a people in a nation where honor matters, where strength matters, where my human nature does not.
You know, you can half-ass it as much as you want. Honestly, I just don't want to be stuck in these chains. All right. I don't know what was shown to you, but we'll just need to get out of this, okay?
A nation where strength alone defines who is accepted. Those who have the will and ability to endure its hardships.
It's not the one that's out of strength that makes you survive. It's just the ability to survive that makes you survive. Strength is just a part of it. And in situations like this, strength isn't really useful to survive.
But willpower is.
I agree.
What do you think of as you hold the tools?
I think she thinks of a crown. Not because it's a the tool she needs, but what it symbolizes.
Okay.
The one who wears it should be the epitome of all the values that she seeks to defend, that she holds her oath to. What was it? Wisdom save?
Just a wisdom check.
Shit.
As you put your mind's eye to the
Yep.
item.
That tracks.
It's so cool that the
Damn.
dice gods do this. You're absolutely right that Aurora is a pretty big, stubborn, child in some cases. Like obtuse is the right word. The fact that you are here being challenged for your ideals is a mockery of what you stand for. The crown that you attempt to put tool to metal to forge does not come out a crown. In a very similar obtuse method, this piece of molten iron does not collaborate with you in any sense of the word, making you even more frustrated. You're the one with the tool skills. You're the one that should be able to bend this metal to your will. And it doesn't come out the way you want it to come out. As you grapple and try and force the metal to bend to your will, the chains tauten, is that the right word? Become tight and wrap around your ankle. You will take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Enraging you further. And the ghost looks down on you and says, "Your chains are your own making. You fight with yourself." My soul is cursed here. My pride chained me to the forge. Your chains will hold you here unless you break them. And he yells out, "Break them!"
Dare you make a mockery of me, ghost? I choose my burdens. And I'll go ahead and roll again.
Okay. That one. Okay.
I wanted another rat one. Would I want the nat one?
You clearly are like aggressively fighting against yourself. Like a stubborn child trying to, like, I'll do it anyway kind of feeling.
I'll do it, but not because you told me to.
Right, exactly so. Like, I'll do it in the most shittiest way possible just to spite you. There's all this spite in your face. You slam the hammer down on it. It doesn't go to your expectations. However, you will take Only 1 point of fire damage as the chains tighten more, and you hear in your ear, Aurora, the voice of your father, and who says, "Sometimes, baby girl, you just have to let go of your anger. Be the person you were born to be." You see, like, a memory within the flames of the pit in front of you. The time that you had to leave your estate. The journey on the road towards Gerst. And how you were feeling at that time was disappointment, but also opportunity.
Think, like we all like see this happening, right?
Yeah, you will
The
see that
ghost
Aurora
exiting,
is
and
like...
she likes speaking back, and the chains getting tighter. We all see that, right?
You all see that.
Okay. I think Looker seeing that, I think he's just kind of gonna give Aurora a stern look and say, "Is it really worth it? Is that what you want? You just want to all us become the fucking Forge Ghost because you're too stubborn to just fucking use this metal and do your thing? Is this it? I thought you were about, like, the guys that can survive should lead, but this is not a surviving strategy, I can tell you."
I think at that, Aurora just takes like the molten slag that she's like not forging anything and like "Rah!" and just throws it into the forge.
Yo.
RIP
Uh,
headphone users.
And then
you're gonna burn your hand for 5 points of fire damage, and as you like shout in desperate frustration, throwing the molten slag into the pit in front of you, it sparks, and you blink just as the embers fly up into the air, and in front of you is the molten metal.
Listen to me, Aurora. I really don't want to become a fucking Forge thing. And I am sure Mag and Karik don't want either. I am sure you have all the right to be angry. Can understand that emotion very well. But it is not helpful right now. Just focus on trying to, I don't know, forge what you believe in. Okay?
What does Aurora believe in?
we must protect the weak.
Roll.
That's a little better.
With a different kind of approach. That it's not about you, but about what you stand for. You pull the metal into a three-link chain. No, 3 pieces of chain linked. It's beautiful. Well made. And you feel on your shoulder like almost a reassuring grip in the voice of your father. free them and free yourself. I'm just gonna move the ghost here. All 4 pieces are on the anvil.
Right. Just he just looks at very different pieces. Maybe Lokar kind of expected something that could have perfectly worked together. He realizes that's not really how it ever is. And I guess, he kind of just moves his kind of piece in the middle and just waiting for the others to kind of move their stuff into with them together. Well, let's figure out what we made, I guess.
Magrim will recall. He said, ring the anvil with the tools of curse.
Alright. Okay, sure. All at once, I guess.
Fine.
Is I ready to hit the anvil with my cursed thingy,
You will
my spearhead?
raise your hammers
Mm-hmm.
and as one, looking at each other momentarily before doing so, you will strike your hammer down on your item, which shatters. And in doing so, your chains also shatter.
Immediately gonna look for the ghost. Does something happen to him? He's like ready for something to break out.
The ghost, like disperses into the clouds. The face of the dwarf recedes into the smoke that's at the top of the ceiling inside the smiths. As your chains shatter, the forge itself grows in size, the flames. And standing in front of the fire is a smaller dwarf in a more opaque figure. His eyes still burn gently with embers as he looks to you all, breathing softly. I didn't think you had it in you.
Well, we like to survive, I think. So far it's been working.
We've been whispering in that forge for what seems like centuries. No one cares to listen. And he looks towards Magrim and says, "Are you understood?" Magrim translates as he's speaking in Dwarvish. I am Dane Emberchain. This here was my forge. A long time ago. Back when this forge was up on the surface. And dwarves were around here. Barrett
Well-
comes in and says, "Wait, no, it's my forge. It's my forge." It's like, Dane says to Dara's like, "You shut your pie hole. You couldn't even understand a single word I was saying. And as for your metal, ha ha ha! You are but a mere apprentice, child." Dane.
Why?
Mhm.
Oh, good. Why were dwarves living here? This is the very south of Absalom.
Aye, boy, that is. I've heard many a person come into this forge whilst I was listening within the embers talk about Epsilon, Epsilon. I was around before that was a thing, though, when it was just Ceylon. I still feel somewhat drawn to this forge here. Shaking off years is hard. But you have all chosen to face what it is that chains you, and then so release me from my chain. And for that I thank you. My skill in this forge is yours. And as a ways of truly thanking you for releasing me from my torment, I like to put my efforts towards your cause, whatever that may be.
Some good news.
That
So
is
you
an
can-
incredibly reckless decision that could endanger your whatever existence you are now.
I'm just happy to be free, to be honest. Whatever happens can't be worse than spending eternity in torment of fire.
Shouldn't haunt the gods. But I think your help will be welcomed. I, for one, can't say I care about your life particularly. But if you're helping us, that would be appreciated. I still dislike what I had to see, but I don't think it was your choice.
Oh
I
no,
saw.
nay. I mean, I've been looking at my own nightmares for, well, ever since I was cursed here. Those images of yours and yours own.
Great.
Do you know if they're real or not?
Your mind makes them real. I don't know. I like to think not, given what I've been seeing. I'd rather not have to worry about my child burning in fire. I'd rather like to think that, well, she's probably passed on by now, but is it at peace? But you should ask yourself then. What you saw? What did that mean to you? Anyway, like I said, if you couldn't think of something, my skill is yours.
Yes, so you can make magical stuff then, right? If you have the right stuff, I suppose.
Hey, and maybe I can throw in some sort of material myself, or if I can find it in this pit.
Hmm. I mean,
You
if we
need a
could
new
upgrade
dagger.
ourselves, I would take that. There might be some sort of curse that is on us, some sort of corruption, but I'm not sure magic can do much about that. Sound like kind of the best ideas I have right now of what we need. Just need to get stronger, I guess.
You need a new dagger. No
Well,
soul
have a think about
touch
it. Come back and see old Dean when you've had a think. I'll try and figure out what the hell is going on here with this Barra. And Barra looks to you all and says, I'm assuming you guys know what's going on here, cause I sure the hell don't. But
But
If
we
you're-
freed
Just
your
in the
ghost.
forge, it's fixed.
I was about to say it's like thought I was going crazy, but clearly not. Thank you. I'll be sure to tell Chandel. At least one thing is taken care of.
Alright.
Can we go to bed? I'm done working for today.
I can understand that. I mean, I didn't want to do this before, so I'm more than welcome. I'm sure Lisa already found herself a good place to sleep. We can catch up with her. And Dane, was it right?
Dane
Um,
Ember Chain.
How much can you provide for us? Is it one thing that we can ask for? Do you think you have? What can we work with? What should we think on? Like one item for each of us, or one item for all of us?
It depends on how much time you have, but I'm pretty good with my hammer. If you can come by, maybe if you bring your own stuff, that'll be faster, and maybe leave it with me, and I'll upgrade it do something with it. If you can, leave it here overnight. Come back in the morning.
Right. Your hammer, right? No idea what that is. And he pulls it out of his bag of holding.
It's not in the bag of holding because it
okay.
couldn't go in the bag of holding. So
I see.
it-
Couldn't go. Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
So he looks at the hammer. You all kind of used a hammer to smash on the anvil, so you see the hammer is sitting there on the anvil, and he goes, "Hey, that kind of belongs here. Kind of like me. Kind of like the forge."
Alright. Get it.
And, comes
Well,
over,
if it can
picks
help
them.
us, it's not like it's much use to us. I guess it's worth a lot, but that's it. And
I
one's been
will,
willing to pay.
I will pull out my daggers, the chachka, and the mithril chain shirt, and
Mm.
I don't need the shirt, but if you could do anything for the dagger and whatever that little spinny thing is.
I'm sure I can figure something out.
You improve things that are already magic, or you can make non-magical things magic. How does that go?
Laddie, I'm the best blacksmith that I know of.
That's something.
Ah, fuck it, have this arcane short bow too.
Well, then don't use all his time for your stuff.
I'm saying he can do whatever the fuck he wants with it. I'm going to bed.
Thank you, Aurora, for pulling through.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Okay. To speed this up, Magrim. I have to look at his character sheet here. Inventory.
Probably.
He does have a dagger and a quarterstaff. Okay.
I'm gonna
I mean, I
take
got
my hat off, my shield hat.
Hmm.
Can you do anything with this?
Leave it on the anvil. See what I can do.
Aurora started with giving a bunch of shit, so. And he, I think he is giving his axe, and the assassin's arm wraps and the butcher's bib. And he just says, like one of them, I don't want to, whatever you think you can improve the most, I suppose. What's gonna help the most? I usually, have to take a lot of beatings, so maybe armory stuff is more important or quick, but I'm sure you'll figure something out. And by the way, we have a friend that's not here right now. We'll have her come by and give something over. I'm sure she has a knick-knack that she wants to get upgraded or something.
Sure. Just one thing. I don't know. Hey, Alex, are you still here on the stream? I don't know if you're still hanging out. I was just looking at your inventory and I thought this could be a perfect time for Magrim to do the Ashen Circle of Rebirth ritual. To let the others go ahead, and I'm going to say he does that. Yeah. I'll say he will be doing this whilst you guys go. Okay, and you'll leave to to the Hollow Tankard, I'm assuming.
Yep.
All right, so it's gonna move all you guys except for Magrim to down here. Nissa,
Yep,
sorry for your time
that's
alone.
okay.
You
It's okay.
are in the Hollow Tankard talking with Jasper. You're catching up. But specifically, the topics of conversation eventually draw to your inquiries regarding Jasper's involvement with the Failed Alliance and anything else that's been on your mind so far. Is there anything specifically you wish to discuss?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it really. I mean, knowing Nisa, she would have probably discussed all the important things already, and they would probably be talking about, trivial stuff, or maybe going down the memory lane, like remembering their younger years or something like that. Probably.
Okay, so it's more of a light-hearted conversation with some dregs that you're drinking. Let's just do a Constitution save as you're having many a drink with Jasper, just to understand her constitutional abilities, like how drunk she is. Okay.
Oh.
Dregs aren't exactly that strong. So you keep your wherewithal and you don't blurt out anything like meaningful within the bar.
Okay.
Your secrets are safe, and the party wanders into the bar.
Probably Aurora first.
Aurora first. Yes, looking quite like a toddler who's way up past her bedtime. I don't want to go to bed.
No, I definitely want to go to bed.
Yeah,
Fuck
as soon as
today. Fuck
she
yesterday too.
as soon as she spots them, Nisa will raise her tankard and go, "Hey!"
Jasper joins in and goes, "Woo! They're back! They're back! Care to join us for a little drinky poo?"
Wow, look at all those faces.
They're our friends, Nis. Look at them! Big, small, and
Well,
green.
Whisper, I'm not sure we're there yet.
You know, I think I'm going to pick up a new off. No more drinking.
No more drinking? Oh,
Drinky's
why
the
though?
best!
It is.
Yeah, I'm sure you're having a lot of fun.
Oh,
What?
You see, like, Lokar, like, behind Aurora, kind of making the notion to, like, stop, don't push it too far.
What happened?
yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
well,
like winning, like celebrating a victory. Oh, we killed the whole, snake lady. What's there to be so upset about?
Alright, Jasper, you don't see to recognize. That's
The
fine.
death
I wa-
glare at Jasper.
yeah, we just had to deal with pretty douchey dwarf, a ghost that is now our friend in big quotes.
You've made friends with a ghost? All by
Well,
yourselves?
Well, it
He
did
was a
take.
ghost. Now he's not a ghost, I think.
He's a super ghost.
For that.
Ooh.
But I think he owes us a favor because we made him not a ghost.
Oh yeah, I mean, he definitely owes us a favor, like a few. But he's working on it, so that's something. And if you have something you want to like magic up, some item that you want to improve, you can
Mhm.
like go to the smiths and bring it to the dwarf, not the orc.
Okay. And he can
Yeah.
make my stuff fancier
Yeah,
or
exactly.
more powerful?
I mean, that's what he said.
He was
No
kind of
charge?
vague. When we
Yeah,
asked
he was
questions,
like,
he said, just leave it here and I'll see what I can do. I hope he's
mean,
not
he's
going to
some
leave with all their stuff.
I mean, if he does, that would be quite unfortunate. But we did have a heart-to-heart, I think, in some form or another.
If
And
he
Also-
does, I'm taking up another new oath. Vengeance.
just find this one dwarf for it. I mean, I could agree with that. That could be priority.
So you all just left your weapons with a dwarf at a
Still have my
forge
old.
I always gotta back up.
that you just met?
I only left my hat.
I still have my sword. The daggers are
Okay.
replaceable.
I don't need magic stuff to survive. It's just nice to have.
And you said he'll do it free of charge?
Yeah, I mean, we did free him of like 1,000 years or more of torment.
Wasn't
Where
a whole
he-
lot of details in this agreement.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
you can go by since you might want to leave something there also. So you can also leave something completely unmagical there and get it boosted up.
Think about it.
So maybe you can make sure that he's not has not run away with it yet. So that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. Also, I just love calling in favors.
Hmm. Oh yeah, just be careful if suddenly mist comes out of the middle of the forge, and chains start to grab you. Just like try to avoid that.
Huh?
Magram's still there
Yes,
as well.
that was the whole thing. Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? Chains? Mists?
Oh yeah,
So
that was the
the-
whole.
The forge
That
was
was the thing.
whispering. Magrum translated the whispers. we tried to take the hammer. Then the ghost appeared and chained us all there and told us we had to break our chains and made us see shit.
I am very fucking tired of having my
Yeah, I
head
mean, we
chopped
can talk
off.
about it another time in more detail.
Yeah, as you kept telling what happened, that you can see Nisa's expression growing more and more confused. Then going, yeah, that would be probably for the best. I think you'll need to sleep very badly.
It was confusing when it happened, and saying it back makes me really realize just how confusing it actually was.
I'm still hung up on the fact that you believe everything about the shiny rock.
Your shiny rock thingy?
Yeah.
The one from
It's complicated.
Medusa?
I mean, the others don't have any reason to doubt. I don't think they have much stake in the game. And,
Okay,
it's beautiful to have.
We should
something.
go to sleep.
Yeah,
Before we
right.
go, guys, what's the plan like? What do we do tomorrow?
Oh fuck, we still have to talk to my dad.
Well,
Fuck.
First thing
I
we do
thought you might
tomorrow
say that.
is go
Well,
back by the blacksmith.
have some
and hopefully
coffee.
he's got some stuff.
yeah, I mean, mostly we're just waiting for the contact to arrive so we can get back up directly into the Templar district to help out Aurora's mom. Hopefully she's a
Yeah.
bit nicer.
I mean, my brother.
And your brother.
True.
And until then, we have, other random stuff we can do. And Mag was investigating the crime of that lady, and there's a few other
Oh,
things
yeah.
we would do.
Yeah, I remember. Like the mayor gave us a bunch of
Yes.
quests.
Yes. The question is, might be worth to wait for our upgrades, and it might take a day longer. But in the end,
Oh.
I mean, whatever Aurora wants the most, what she thinks, it's after all her family that's kind of in a unlucky situation. I mean, they do have what's his face, like white boy.
Alabaster?
Yep.
What's his face?
White boy.
Yeah, he's a white face, right?
No.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. White boy.
Yeah, white boy. I think that's a good nickname for him. So yeah, maybe we can talk with Dane and the dwarf in the morning and see what he got done, and if we think
Sure.
that waiting here a bit longer can be worth our time because of the items we'll be getting, then maybe we'll stay another day. Otherwise, we'll go as soon as we get our guide.
Oh, guys, just one more question. Where's Mag?
Well, yeah, he completely died, unfortunately.
He exploded into tiny little bits.
She slams her hands on the table. What?
Basically,
stayed
Giblet,
at the
you get
forge.
your little bones outside of your body and you stick the meat on. And you cook them. Giblet.
I really hope you're kidding right now.
Magrim stayed behind at the forge to do some ritual.
Yeah,
Damn it,
and I guess
Karek, I really had her going.
She takes a deep breath and goes, "Thank you, Carrick. Right now, you're the only one whose throat I don't want to slit."
I'll keep trying.
I mean, it's right
Sure,
here.
you'll manage at some point.
I'm
Do I need to
glad
take the breastplate
I-
off? Like,
You guys are funny. I was just worried, okay? Because I noticed that he wasn't with you guys. Why do I bother?
Yeah, I just next time if he doesn't come with us and we don't open up with him being dead, I think you can. I think you can be relatively assured that he's not dead.
you can also be relatively assured that I'm a completely serious person all the time.
You're not.
I don't make jokes.
jokes go against her oath.
That's a lie, but I might add that.
Make
All
my
right.
joke,
Okay.
you're an oath breaker.
Okay. Okay. You got me. You got me. I'll just go to bed. What are you doing, Jasper?
Well, as he stretches and he like croons his head over towards listen. I don't know. Might stay up for a little bit more. Drinks.
Again, you need to make sure to have a good sleep if we start going. I mean, I guess
Oh.
actually, are you coming with us to like save Aurora's family, or are you gonna
Hell yeah!
stay down here?
I mean, being with you guys, slayed a serpent, but I mean, unless you don't want the flame of the Warrens.
He's useful, if a little eccentric.
Yeah, just watch around your mom.
My mom. Sorry.
No,
Huh?
talking
What?
to Aurora.
Oh.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, that's not my job. That's my dad's job.
Fair, fair. All right. Well, get some sleep, I guess. You never know when we have to fight the giant bug army, so.
Yeah, I need to go talk to my dad about that. Fucking bugs.
Nisa just claps Jasper on the back quite hard and goes, "Just go get it, man. You never know when it's gonna be the last time."
He like
That
he's like
sounds familiar, Nisa.
he's like halfway
Oh,
drinking when
sorry.
you do that.
Suddenly can't hear. I'm deaf. Good night.
Yeah, he's like halfway drinking and you like slap him on the back and he's like choking and spluttering like right you are, Nissa.
That 15 in strength.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
What's the plan here, guys?
Yeah, we head to bed if we can.
I mean, you
Yep.
can certainly find a place. You can go back to your home. There you go.
Yeah, same place.
Hey, I'm shiny.
Yeah, you're tiny.
Tiny.
Stinky is no longer with us, and Magram is not with you for the time being.
The rat.
Yep, there's no stove. There's still a corpse of a dead rat and a lot of blood, where Karik
Wow.
obliterated it. I mean,
You guys keep giving me shit. That rat had it coming. I saved
I
our
don't know
lives.
what happened, Garrick, so
I saved our
Well, I
lives.
see.
That's all you need to know.
yeah.
Should we maybe take turns
Yeah.
with a watch?
Yeah. I'm sure Mag is gonna come by some relatively soonish. But it doesn't
Yep.
hurt to start to get resting, and he can just join later if he needs to. So I can take first watch. You guys can, I don't know. I will wake up Karik as second watch. There you go. And you can figure
Sounds
out the
good to me.
rest. And he goes up to find the bed.
yeah. Okay, so Karik's first. No. Yes.
No,
Lokar.
Lokar's first. He
Yeah,
just
Lokar.
sits down on his bed
Oh,
and kind
Lokar.
of waits for them all to come up.
Lokar, Karik.
Which one of you two do you
Wait, are you
want me to
gonna?
wake up?
Well, you do have a general.
Sorry, I was.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say that I was busy coughing, so whatever you said, I didn't quite catch it.
Generally, you've had Aurora, Karik, Magram, Lokar, and Nissa as your watch order.
You can do the
But
same thing again.
Yeah, I'm generally number one.
Yeah, I don't mind. So
the thing is, Aurora, we have to do roleplay with your dad.
Oh, we do? Okay. Over there we go.
So it's a question of if you want to go alone or if you want to go tomorrow. with the rest,
Um,
with the gang?
I think the only two people that Aurora would invite would be Lokar or Mag. So I don't know about that one. Like if either of them want to go, but Mag's not here, and Lokar's tired, so probably in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go there in the morning. I don't think the night's gonna change much. And that way I can make sure I can kick your father's ass if I need to.
Yeah, fair. Good idea.
So, Magrim will come back, will arrive at your lodgings about an hour and a half later. And who would be awake? Is it just Aurora at this point?
Yeah, if it's first watch, it would be me.
Okay. You feel like,
Or like half asleep.
yeah, you already feel like, you know, the sorrows you've been here a while. I mean, you're known at the moment, so you, your guard is down until you hear some footsteps outside the house, and then Malcolm just casually walks in with his shirt is unbuttoned all the way down to his navel. He still has his robe on, but his chest is exposed. You see on his face soot in markings down his eye, from his eyes, like tears, like dark marks. And then you can see on his chest somewhat half visible sign. In addition to his glowing symbols on his skin, you can make out the head of a bird on his chest. It's more to it than that, but that's the first thing that you notice. And underneath, it's like in a dark soot. But beneath that is also what looks to be like an open wound, like scorched flesh. And on his finger is an obsidian metal band. Now, Aurora, since you're the one who did the identification, you know of the attunement process for this item and what he had to go through.
Looking rather colourful there, Mag, aren't we?
This is what we have to go through to get stronger, right, Aurora? I think I got this, you know, ritual pretty good. I think I did a pretty good job. And he like opens his shirt a little bit more to show you more of the phoenix that is now marked on his chest. And you can see his physique is, you know, he's not super muscular. He's not at all fat or anything like that. So
I'm really not the one you should be showing off to, Mag.
What, don't you like it?
Does it work?
I hope so. I mean, it kind of felt like I did it right. Can't really test it though until, well, I hope not. I don't want to piss you off too much for you to test it.
Then yes, I like it.
He gives you a nod and says, "Oh well, if there's nothing you want to talk about, I'm so tired." So And he points towards a bed and just, I'm just gonna. And no sooner is his head touching fabric that he is already asleep. Anything you want to do on your watch, Aurora?
No, I don't think any activities need to be done yet.
Okay.
Actually, more accurately, the thing that happens won't happen until I'm actually asleep. So.
Right. Indeed. There are things that will happen that we can't escape from. Right. So the night itself will pass by uneventful, but internally it will be eventful. I would like all afflicted to roll their corruption dice, their con save first. And we will do a dream roll for Lokar.
Shit, son.
No, that's not even my correct roll. I did a check, not a save. Oh well.
Reroll.
See, that's not fair.
Okay.
Well, if you roll wrong, you
could have been
always
better.
reroll. Yeah, it could have been better. Right. Where's my files?
Wait, I have advantage on that. I'm sleeping in my shell.
Uh huh.
Can I get a 20? No.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was already pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Don't dig too deep.
Oh, Nissa. Oh, Nissa.
Nissa's gonna die in her sleep.
Oh, no.
Nissa,
You're gonna explode into giblets.
this night, Nissa, you
Become a
have
vine.
a very bad night. The
Too much alcohol.
maybe it's that. Maybe your constitution
Explosive
has been
diarrhea.
gross. It doesn't smell already bad in here. You feel as if the corruption burrows deeper into you. You will take a secondary point of corruption this night.
Oh no.
Lethal. It doesn't kill you. Can be helpful.
So we start with Lokar. Can you please roll your d8, please?
Yes, sir.
You saved, but your change will be
7.
you be smelling bad, sir. Your turn to smell like you are of death. It's begun to emit a stench of rotting flesh, and you have a disadvantage on persuasion checks. We have Nissa will come to you last. Aurora, your first one.
Sure.
Roll a d8. Okay. I will whisper it to you, as this is not a visible thing.
I'm not afflicted, guys. It never happened.
I don't saw you getting afflicted.
Thank you. Karik. Roll.
D8.
Yep.
Six.
It is also going to be whispered to you as it is not visible.
Oh no.
um, so yeah, keep in mind the mental aspect of that. And then finally we have Nissa. Please roll me 2d8.
2d8.
Hmm.
Okay. Wish me luck, guys.
You get 2
Got
effects
this. You
now.
don't need luck.
Maybe I do.
See,
Oh,
it's green, so
what?
it can only be good, right?
It was an 8 and a 6.
Indeed.
Green always means it's good, you know.
Or not.
Hmm?
Green's the color of poison.
Okay. Karak has suffered this before. Your
Oh.
roll is higher, but not in the realms of destructive features. So, the body parasites that rise through your body are visible on your skin, at underneath your skin.
Nice.
Any hit points regained through spending hit dice are half.
Okay.
You obviously feel uncomfortable most of the time, so your stealth is also at disadvantage as you fidget. The visual nature of that is a little alarming given the fact that you have a bit of exposed skin on your arms.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind in the morning. Okay, Lokar. It is time to have some nightmares.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You roll and turn and groan in your sleep. The fate of your squad is repeated once more.
I think this time it might not be as terrible as it usually is. I think being confronted with it as often and having to think about it, it has become more normal and less threatening. That doesn't mean he doesn't feel all the bad shit that happens when these things happens, but maybe it doesn't keep on lingering as long after these dream sequences anymore.
Okay.
17.
How do I pick 17?
All the secrets have been revealed.
Yeah.
Here's your bonus round.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this doesn't reveal too much. Maybe your focus of what happened earlier today hasn't really endured that much, but you feel that as each dream / nightmare occurs and the dream is exposed more and more to you, your feelings this night are not necessarily about the vision that you are now granted to see, but more about why. As you get to this point where the fragments of your memory are becoming clearer, this has happened every night since being part of a new team. And despite the screams of "Save me, Lokar" and death rattles, and the splashing of blood and the gurgling of your comrades, you almost distance yourself from that. And reflect more on why are you able to do this now? And your night isn't as bad, like you say. Still perplexing. Perhaps more interesting to you personally this time. Okay, we're going to call that night complete with your effects and your nightmares accordingly. And you can take your long rest now.
Yay.
Yay.
So, now you are refreshed and replenished somewhat. What's on the agenda?
I had the memory from the sword that I had sent you.
Oh shit. Sorry about that. It's been a while.
I mean, I gotta justify my class at some point.
Right, of course. Sorry. Yes. Let me not give you your long rest. And we were going to do a scene, right? Sorry, it's been a hot second since we did that. It was a dream sequence, right?
Yeah, I sent it to you on. I found it. If I can reply to it.
Please. Oh, when did that come up? Oh, it's I needed to download the whole thing. Oops, 1 second. Yeah, this is something that you wanted to do, right? Right. So,
I can, yeah.
yeah. So, Aurora, your night with the corruption within you is not the only thing that causes you to be somewhat unsettled. Please take us through the dream that Aurora has.
So at some point after her watch, she gets on a bed and curls up with the orb and the her song Silver Sword. And her memories just continue to come in a constant rush. As she kind of reflects on herself, she goes through the thoughts of how today has sucked. Yesterday and the whole month before has sucked too, but today is pretty unbelievable. Exhaustion isn't even a describable sensation for her anymore, for her body moves, but her mind is somewhere else. A storm of converging memories and visions, a wash of what is becoming over a dozen lives that are not her own. The call to rest is relentless. As she's clutching her family sword, she breathes deep and prepares to surrender to the long call of fatigue at last. And as she does, the wave fog begins to peel away as those countless thoughts drift into the memory of an ancestor long departed. A hazy heat welcomes him, inviting him up a winding ascent to the hallowed forge, where flames pulse through veins of stone, casting deep red and golden light across the chamber. Heat rolls off the walls in waves that seem to thrum with an ancient breath, thick with the scent of smelted iron and molten rock. The ancestor climbs, feeling dwarfed by the enormity of the forge, but he presses on. honored to be in this sacred place. Each step heavy but fueled by purpose. As he reaches the summit, the forge hall opens before him, a colossal chamber ablaze with rivers of molten metal flowing through channels cut into the stone floor. The light refracts across this expansive corridor, shimmering in fiery hues that dance in the walls. At the far center of the space stands a fire giant, massive and ageless, his form radiating power like a mountain reefed in volcanic flame. His eyes burn with knowing, the wisdom of countless ages tempered by fires of creation. An anvil rests in front of him, and in front of, or on it, lies a nearly completed blade, gleaming with a silver light that shifts and pulses as if alive. It is beautiful, a thing born not merely of craft but of art and reverence. The ancestor steps forward, drawn by the glow of the sword, his breath catching in his throat. Even from here, as the arcane sparks fly, it is obvious that this is no ordinary weapon. It is a gift of unspeakable honor. The great giant turns, his gaze settling on the ancestor with a weight that stills the roaring flames of the forge around him. He lifts the blade, his massive palm dwarfing it, the yet incomplete weapon, allowing an unseen arcane power to make it float effortlessly above the anvil. Your bloodline, he intones, his voice rumbling like a distant thunder, has walked in honor when others fled, when allies turned to shadows. You held to the oath that bound us. You bore our cause as if it were your own, without flinching, without failing. You had every opportunity to abandon us to the dragons, yet you remain a mountain which refused to yield. That is why this blade, Silver Song, shall bear the mark of the clan Emberforge, our gift of eternal gratitude. The ancestor looks on, unable to speak, his soul held captive by the giant's words, the power of his gaze. And after a brief moment, the giant continues. Essence is woven into all things, and with mastery of craft it can be brought forth. This sword shall carry that fire within it, and the gifts of my kin. And he raises an enormous flame-kissed hand over the anvil, pulling the arcane in the air over the forge itself. It swirls and thickens, molten and alive, as it forms into the runic symbol for fire. And with a slow, deliberate motion, he presses it into the floating blade, the rune flaring with a light so bright that it makes the ancestor briefly look away. The rune cools, its searing glow subsiding, but now etched into the blade's surface. Giant reviews his work, satisfied. His focus remains unwavering. This fire rune carries all that we know, the secrets of flame and steel, the memory of every hand that has crafted with this very forge. It will bear our knowledge, our spirit. And the giant turns to the ancestor once more, a shift in his stern expression, a look of reverence, something unanticipated, almost humbled. A gentle tear rolls down as he turns, lifting a mold of metal from a nearby bench. Essence once more beginning to gather in the air. There is one last mark for you and your kin. A jolt of lightning arcs across the blade, and a new rune is etched upon it. A sigil unknown to the ancestor, alien yet resonant with a power he feels deep in his bones. The mold, an identical reflection, lifts into the air behind it, giving form to the metal as the magic continues to flow from the surrounding forge into the mold. And once it is complete, once more with a gentle push, it begins to fill the blade. It glows, shifting between hues of blue and silver, a shimmering light of the faintest hint of starlight, as though arcane loyalty and valor had been given form. With this rune, your line will endure. It will guard this blade, so the blade may guard your children forevermore. It will honor only the noble of heart and shun all who lack courage. In this way, your kin and ours shall be forever bound. The ancestor heart fills with pride, mingling with awe. He has received honors before, but none so sacred. His eyes burn with unshed tears, the weight of this gift heavy upon him. In this moment, he has been gifted something beyond words, beyond simple metal and magic. And as the giant pulls Silver Song from the air, fully formed, fully complete, he kneels down, his head's bowed, the sword in his giant, massive hands. Take it, that it may sing with the spirit of all who wield it. It may carry the story of your bloodline for as long as fire endures. And as the ancestor gingerly reaches forward, shaking hands taking the sword, it hums as if alive with purpose. Fingers curl around the hilt. He feels the weight of all come before him and all that is to come. Bound to this blade, a living song that will echo through generation. And as that foggy memory begins to fade, and Aurora stirs in her sleep, she is met with an unsheathed blade. A gentle trickle of blood flows from her cut finger, going down the channel, for it forms into subtly glowing hues of red and blue, revealing two runic symbols upon the blade. The words giant of loyalty and fire.
And thus awakens Aurora's lineage through Silver Song.
I
Then
also
along.
want
And yeah, the runes are learned and known, and you awake with the memories of an ancestor long since gone in an age unrecognizable to you. Your long rest completes at this point, and you all begin to stir in various sort of senses of awakeness and refreshedness. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
With us, his morning stretches
Mm-hmm.
to make sure he is ready for anything. And I guess he looks over to the rest. Alright, what we start with? You want to talk with your father, right?
Here I am chugging a bottle of water.
Sorry.
uh, yeah, he's down here. We can, and then head up to the forge. I think he's closer.
Alright, I mean, the rest, I mean, you can check up on the forge and see if you know, he has an idea of what he wants to do and how long it can take. If not, then that's fine too, and I guess we have to check up with the mayor also if he has more news on when the guide will arrive.
Forge is just down the steps from the mayor, so we can talk to him afterwards.
Okay.
Magrim also perks up and says, and if we can, like, track down his right-hand man, he was implicated in some sort of clue for the Duzan, the old lady with the potions, if we have time.
We have, I mean, that will be depend on how long the dwarf needs for our stuff and on Aurora, how much time she's willing to spend. But we probably have at least a day still. We can figure something out.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Sounds good. To Daddy's house, right?
Yeah, to
You
that.
said it.
They'll want to preserve me.
All right, guys. Making your way downtown.
Make a way.
Make him away.
As you venture through the sorrows, something. I'll just put you back here a sec. As you venture through like the main thoroughfare, a couple of things happen. I won't go into too much detail about it, but one of the commoners in which you rescued yesterday sees you walking down the main road and rushes out with a wrapped in a white cloth parcel, and he says, "I won't be eating these if you didn't rescue me. It was the first thing I wanted to eat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I won't forget your kindness." And he like shoves the package into an awaiting arms of someone. Let's say Nissa.
Okay. Oh. What is this?
Oh, it's my favorite. You can get them at the bakery nearby, but the spices within them take your breath away. And you hold the package for a hot second as he's just like thrust it into your hands. It's like a soft package, and you start to begin to smell the scent of cooked spices and butter and sugar.
Wow. Thanks, buddy. It smells really good.
Thank you. And as he does, and he pushes it into your hands, he takes note of like a thing underneath your skin move by your hand, and he recoils briefly and goes, yeah, they're delicious. Thank you again. You okay? No, fine. Eat them. You need your strength. You're gonna be out here.
Yeah, she just smiles.
He like moves away very quickly, looking over his shoulder at you, Nissa, with a concerned look.
How'd you scare commoners so fast?
Well, if you talked a little bit longer, I would have like shown him the way.
I have no idea what might have scared him so much.
You make a face. probably made a face.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, he gave us food. It smells pretty good.
You can unfurl the sort of cloth package, and you can see it's kind of like brioche in a sense, like it's brioche, spiced brioche bread.
Ooh. I'm gonna eat one.
There's about a dozen small rolls.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Conversely, as you begin to munch on some food, you see a small child walking alone with her head down, without any shoes on, rags covering his body, dirt and filth on his face. He's just like walking opposite direction to you, along the side of the road, just walking by. He notices you briefly, and his eyes brighten slightly. And then he seems a little bit afraid.
I turn to Aurora and give her the package and go, maybe you should approach them. I'm not sure I'm the right one.
Oh man, more
You-
things stopping us.
You're not like kids, Nisa. Color me shocked. No, whistle at the boy. Hey, want one? Kind of hold out a roll.
He looks rather curious, but also timid. You hold it out, and he very gingerly comes forward, curious to see what you're holding. And then in the last few feet, he snatches it. He runs at you, snatches it, and runs back to the side of a house around the corner. You can hear some noises.
And see Loka was almost like the moment he ran, you saw Loka like moving his hand to like catch him, and then he realizes, as no one else is reacting, that he doesn't need to react.
In the future, boy, be more polite. Now let's continue walking on.
You make it to the entrance of the Soros area, where the outpost building is, and you are not met by your father, or by Ramilla.
Are they not in like the house at all or anything?
You can certainly go in if you wish to.
Well, first she
Yeah, I mean,
is outside again.
walk on in.
You walk on in. Just you all walk on in.
Yeah.
Walking on in.
Walking on in.
Walking on in. Right. Scene. You walk down the stone steps that you have already walked into, Aurora. And you see sprawled out on the large table in the middle of the main room, papers upon papers. You can see there are some written, some diagrams, some drawings, but in the center is a map. The map of the city. And sitting on, more like standing on the other side of the table, leaning over the map is your father, Alessandro. To the side, with her back against the wall, with her like one leg crossed over the other, is Ramilla with her arms folded, looking pretty upset at Alessandro, who then notices you all come in. There you are. Sit down, come in, sit down, listen. Got something to tell you. You need to understand some things. What's become of the city above, just like I told you I would find out. Come in.
Well,
Come in.
Keep it
I
going,
like how
please.
this doesn't sound ominous at all.
Well, the city was already teetering under Kalak's rule, and since our action, it's, for the moment, fallen into a deeper hell since his death. As is expected and predicted, but...
More poignant, please. What's going on?
Okay.
Let me paint you the picture so you know the dangers you face here. Take a look at this map we've been working on. Where did I do that?
Map?
I like maps.
You like the maps?
I like the maps.
You like the maps?
Nisa leans forward over the table
Ooh,
with eyes
battle
wide.
map, war map.
Oh my god.
Gerst is no longer a city with one ruler and one vision. If you could call Kalak's tyranny a vision. No, now it's a battlefield. Its streets are carved into territories by factions that have grown hungry for control. Borders run like knife edges through neighborhoods in each section of the city claimed by those desperate or cunning enough to seize them. It's no longer a city of walls. It's a labyrinth of rivalries, flames, and unfortunately death. He points to the far west part of the map. The Templars here still hold their ground behind the walls, and Tithian has moved his primary forces into the Golden Tower. They wear their new leadership like armor, but don't let that fool you. They're as fractured as the rest of this place. High Templar Tithian claims to lead with law, but for now his grip is loose, and the streets under his control are stained with as much blood as any others. His Templars no longer have the magic that allowed them to previously control the people, but they are still martially strong, and a force to be reckoned with, and in the way a hammer enforces obedience. It's blunt, violent, and unrelenting. They have locked the doors through the stadium and are busy fighting back an onslaught on the main gate by the Order. So far, they are holding strong. And he points to this sort of marker here. Now, the group known as the Order, the so-called loyalists to Kalis, have wormed their way into the city's lifeblood. They thrive in the shadows, controlling sections of the city like a disease creeping through the veins. Their banners may not fly openly, but their whispers shape the chaos. Their enforcers move unseen, pulling strings, stoking fires, and ensuring that fear keeps people pliant. Many streets, marked by their influence, are burned out husks, homes and shops reduced to rubble as warnings to those who resist. And then there's the free. You might think of them as heroes, but desperation has made them dangerous. Many ex-slaves are set to burning down the slave pens and executing as many guards and slave masters as they can find. The area south of the ziggurat is filled with death and anger. And as for the more organized groups, well, they've turned the majority of the slums into the north into their bastion, building barricades and digging in like cornered animals. Tooth cutters, iron rats, ruin creepers. Names that sound like gutter filth, and they are. But they're organized, and that's what makes them lethal. They fight anyone who trespasses, whether Templar, merchant, or even a poor soul just looking for shelter. He gestures over to the east. The nobles, meanwhile, clutch their gilded homes and estates like dragons hoarding treasures. They've closed their gates to the chaos, turning their sections of the city into fortresses. But make no mistake, they're not safe either. Skirmishes spill over into their streets as rival factions encroach, and even their own guard grow restless. However, there are some factions that seem to be forming alliances, and their borders are less chaotic. Obviously, the nobles and the merchants have established an alliance, probably in a bid to control the coin and goods within Gerst. But the merchants are also supporting the Order. Perhaps they do not care who takes control of Gerst as long as trade continues. I will be wary when talking to merchants. It doesn't seem clear who they support as a whole. The commoners, folk who run the inns, farmers, and the artisanal trades have also aligned with the merchants to ensure that the livelihood doesn't fail after the ash settles. And finally, those who see the fall of Khalis, those who wish to see Gerst restored to before his reign. The Veiled Alliance, the Crimson Legion, and some nobles have established a portion of control in the north, gesturing to the Warrens. The streets themselves are the worst of it. Once where you heard the clatter of wagons and market cries, now there are clashes of blades, roars of flames, and the screams of the dying. Houses burn in the night, their embers lighting the way for desperate looters. Shops are raided in broad daylight, wagons overturned and stripped bare before anyone can stop it. Gangs patrol like armies, marking their turf with blood and fire. Even the air reeks of smoke, decay, and fear. He gestures towards the boundaries, the borders. Crossing these borders, suicide if you're not careful. Those lines aren't painted, they're written in blood. One wrong turn, one step too far, and you'll find yourself caught in a fight you never intended to join. And don't trust the quiet. It's worse in the silence. That's where ambushes wait, where desperate thieves strike without warning, where shadows turn into knives in the dark. If you're going up, you'll need your wits about you. If you're thinking of walking through this city with blades and bravery alone, think again. Gerst does not bow to strength right now. It swallows it. You'll need alliances, cunning, and more than a little luck. The city may look like it's made of stone and mortar, but it's held together by fear and desperation now. Even I don't know how much longer it can stand before it crumbles completely. So, if you're determined to press on, know this. Every street is a battleground, every face is a potential enemy. But there's still hope. In the midst of all this madness, there are those who would see Gerst rise again. Not as it was, of course, but as something better. Perhaps in some small way that can start with you. Just tread carefully. These streets won't forgive a single misstep. And remember, the city isn't what it was. Maybe it never will be again. But what it becomes, that's still up to us. Strong enough to endure.
Oh, yeah. Seemed like what you planned worked really well.
I take this over a tyrant looking to sacrifice every single one of us. Sure, it's messy right now, but there's possibility to...
You got us to handle it, right?
Well, someone has to do the work. You played your role, just like everyone else did. And there were casualties for sure.
If only we had like a super infiltrator spy that would have an easy time getting through the lines and working it out, right? Can't have everything.
That's enough, Loka.
What? I'm allowed to be upset.
Yes. And trust me, I still want to kick my father's ass.
I know things are still pretty raw, but I'm here to help as much as I can. This is
Do you
how
know
it
where
is.
Mom is?
He points to the King's Gardens on the far left. Alabaster
Yeah,
is
shouldn't-
held down there.
Then all we have to do is find a way into the Templar district. We can avoid
have
the
a way
entire
there.
city if
We plan
I
to be
mean-
guided into the Templars district, right? So
I did figure it would be the most stable. That's what I asked the mayor's whatever scout. If we can just walk out of the Grand Gate, fuck the rest of Ghost for now. The Order are monsters, but it's Tithian's responsibility as far as I'm concerned.
The gates are all closed as far as we can tell, all guarded by separate factions. Walking in is one thing, but getting out might require a little bit more thought.
The
Bloody
plan is
hell.
to still head to the Baron's estate afterwards, right?
Yes.
It really is a shit show up there, isn't it?
For now.
Everywhere's a shit show.
Especially now. I meant.
Ramilla scoffs at Alessandro and almost chimes in when you say it's a bit of a shit show up there. It's like this, and she says almost judgmentally, "This all could have been avoided if you just didn't be so secretive, Alessandro. We could have had a stronger hold. We just let the people know that the Veiled Alliance existed. And you still hold on to secrets. Why? People need to know that there's a resistance." Alessandro says, "That's enough, Ramilla. There are reasons. We will do our best. Right now we need to let the places that burn, burn. And we will build up from the ashes." Ramilla, stands up. I'll just go back to that scene. And gives Alessandro this filthiest, spiteful look of anger. Looks over to you, Aurora, before stomping up the stairs. Dum, 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 dum. And you hear a door open. Alessandro.
Somebody's moody.
I want you to
Most likely-
know that it's really frustrating to be right with him a lot. Because you think I'm stubborn.
It's almost like her whole town gone to shit, even though she wanted to save it.
Yes, Dad, it's like the entire capital went to shit, even though we wanted to save it. It's like I
Yeah.
got thrown in a slave pit without knowing why the fuck I got thrown in a slave pit. I fucking love it.
You're all alive. It's time to
Doesn't-
stop dwindling and dwelling on the past. It is what it is now. It's up to us to tidy up and make this town, this city, what it should be. Free
I think I'm gonna
city.
walk around at the table at that point, roll up one of his little maps and just bonk him on the head. Shush.
He half blocks it a little bit, allows it to happen, but then like grabs the rolled up paper in your hand and like says, I know it's not an ideal situation, but Kalik is gone. That's the biggest thing that's happened to Gerst in centuries. The
Well,
people
It
are
was the
free.
biggest thing to happen to Gerst yesterday. And I'm gonna pull out the orb.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You know what this is?
the gem, you mean?
Yeah.
He looks at it and furrows his brow. I never seen it before. What is it?
Valora, the Shard of Creation. Ring any bells?
Thinks for a moment. Rolls on that one. No, sorry. Tell me.
Shakes. What you said about Kalik and the wool. The stupid rock showed me it.
I see.
It also showed me that there was a bunch of other rocks. They form some sort of key barrier thing. When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
And what are these rocks gonna do right now?
Supposedly, when you get them all together, they prevent some fiendish devil from that granted Callus all of his power from taking over the world.
Wait, what?
You see why I don't give two shits about the city now?
He looks a little confused as you mention this. And he goes, wait. What are you saying, Aurora?
I love Epsilon with all of my heart, but I don't think I can be here long enough to save Gerst from itself.
Right. Okay. Understood.
These stones, whatever they are, Ilmater himself told me to find them.
His eyebrows raise. And then he looks down to the map of factions. He looks back to you and says, you'll find your mother before you go, right? Or
I will not abandon family to this.
he nods and he's like, plays with the end of his mustache a little bit as he's like looking down at the map once more. Well, if you say that's true, I have no reason to not believe you. It's a little surprising, but if you're...
That or I'm going insane.
He like
It's entirely possible.
looks at you with an eyebrow raised. You do look a little bit less than ideal. Maybe you haven't been getting enough sleep. So, this is what awaits you on the surface. Is there anything more that you need from me? Or how can I help you?
Maybe we'll talk that once we're in the state you see what you can find out about this temple. might be relevant for what we're looking here with these weird shards.
Oh, that does remind me. We killed the leader of an insect army beneath the Sorrows, but they're strange little buggers. They don't seem evil, they seem stupid. They have translators, but we weren't really able to engage with any of them well. Their leader was a tyrant, so she died, but the bugs just want a path to the surface, if the conversations were meant to be believed.
It should also be probably mentioned that the leader was trying to summon a god or something like that. Some eldritch being that ended up not making it through the ritual, more or less.
I mean, Loka stepped on him, so.
Yeah.
But this stone was what she was using as the catalyst, so it's
Mm-hmm.
evidence enough of its power.
May I? As he holds his hand out.
Go for it.
He takes Valor and he looks into it. Looks at it, like, turns it in his hands. This is pristine. Like, the clarity is perfect. It's almost like you can. And he trails off as he stares into the gem.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
You can what?
Give him a minute.
Hello?
His expression is blank for maybe up to a minute. And you can
I'm gonna
see...
look in around the place and for the minute see if I found anything valuable.
I'm gonna scroll up some of the maps I think that he would miss and put them in my bag.
Right, what, you want to take the big faction map?
No. That would be caught.
Okay. Look, you look around and it's very meager, stark living here. There isn't so much value laying around as much as there is value on his person. He has some rings on, and he has a circlet, but it's only a moment, like a minute, and his eyes begin to water, and he blinks them away, and he looks at you, Aurora, and his eyes are in shock. And
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that happened to.
why? Why?
That's a really good fucking question. I would like to know that answer myself. Keep asking. If I ever get to a Temple of Ilmater, I'm going to strangle the priest until he tells me.
He puts the gem on the table and steps away from it, looking at it. I understand why you have to go. This almost changes everything that I've been putting into plan for the past 2 decades, but you're gonna need some strength soon. No matter what happens here in Gerst, you're gonna need people. You can't do this alone. That thing, those vines that seem to be crawling out of that portal.
I think we're all in agreement that is our wonderful friend Corruption.
What do you know of this?
Well, other than Kalik was very interested in it, and that it's a devil thing, Mammon. It's behind all of it. That's about the extent of it. There were, at the mines, one particular girl who had been taken by the corruption, who was sent to Kalik himself. So, Tithian might know a thing or two, come to think of it.
Okay. I'm gonna
How about
reach out.
this?
Mhm.
Send a letter to Tithian. He tells us everything he knows. We help him, air quotes. And somewhere in that, I say brother and mother. And maybe Alessandro. And yeah, Alabaster. Maybe Alabaster.
Alessandro looks very pensive for the moment as he's like staring at the gem and looking at the map that the gem is sitting on. And he says, "I'll put out some feelers. There has to be someone here in Gerst that has more education than I do, than any of us here. Is there anyone that you guys can think of? Any discipline of information that we could lean on? Help tie down, filter down the search?"
Didn't Mag say that Elf was some sort of teacher?
What elf?
The one that shot the laser beam at Kalik.
Oh yeah,
One
the
that I
lady.
saw having the conversation with Tithian.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, two peas in a pod. Tithian and Miss Elf.
Iririan, I think her name is.
I see you've heard of her. I see. Irurian left somewhat recently, but I can see if I can try and recall her. There's a magic user in the Noble District. You can send a message magically through sending. I believe also there is a circle there she could use. I'll double check that he's still alive, of course. I'll come back to you with that. And he scribbles down on some paper.
Okay, so so the plan is just to go out there and try to find your family, Aurora,
I mean, the
Yeah.
guy.
while
We have a
Well,
rough
also-
idea where they are, so that's the easy part.
yeah, we have to cross several districts, right?
It depends
Well,
on
not
where
districts.
our guide
out.
gets us out to.
Ideally, we
Yeah.
pop out right into the Templar district. We can grab the three of them and, well, quite literally carry them out of the city, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Tarek is taking like a mental image of this map because he's really good with maps because of his background. So
Yep.
trying to get a picture of this in case we get into trouble and need to get it somewhere quick.
Mm-hmm. Sure. The districts aren't too difficult to sort of remember.
Um, So, do we get some support from you for saving the world? Get something? Money, items, fancy stuff.
He looks around at his outpost and says, "Sorry, I don't have anything to give you right this second."
Yeah, I already looked. Nothing here, at least.
You will be compensated for your actions that have led Gerst to this new age. And he reaches on his.
Age of Ash and Anarchy.
Let's write that down. Age of Ash and Anarchy.
Always good to have a
Uh,
name in that.
He takes off of his belt a money pouch. It's fairly heavy, and he puts it on the table.
Oh, thank you.
Look,
Daddy's money, there we go.
there are merchants up
I
there
like
that are
wanted-
willing to trade still. Just be mindful about the ones that you interact with and who you expose yourself to. Some are friendly, some aren't. Some are out for themselves, whatever that means. But trade still happens up there. Perhaps even more free trade than when Kalik was in place, putting all the restrictions. I'm sure books will become available. For example. Take this and maybe you'll be able to find something to help you fight your way there. As for the idea of going into the Templars district, while that may be possible, we are kind of around this area, and he gestures more to like the Warrens, like the Sorrows is kind of like under here. So if you want to travel under Gerst all the way to the Templar district, that, like I say, may be possible. I don't know the route personally myself, but you're trading off the whatever is in Undergerst with whatever is on the surface. Either way, it's not gonna be completely risk-free, whichever way you go.
Well, that's the guide's job, not ours.
Just thought I'd let you know. Is there anything else?
Lokar's checking the coin in the purse.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
Look, reaches for it. Aurora snatches
Yep.
it.
It's my allowance.
Alright. You have been missing a lot of Daddy's money, I'm sure.
No, fuck you.
We'll get you a nice bath soon, don't worry.
You can open it like briefly as you peek your nose in. Sitting on top is platinum coins. And you like tie up, like close the money pouch, and the final thing Alessandro says to you is like, "There's news of what you've discovered beneath the Sorrows is troubling. We may have to find a new outpost."
Honestly, Father, if the bugs can be worked with, they could be friends. This is Epsilon. If all they want is a chance to struggle on the surface, why not let them?
He looks at you a little bit like bewildered. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, hey, I have advantage on this. I can add a d6 to it if necessary.
It's your call if you want to.
Sure, why not?
He looks at you a little bit surprised that you would mention such a thing. And he says, bugs. Friends. It's an interesting angle. Not quite sure how that would go. But, I'll have to think about it.
They fight well. And they seem to have some sort of civilization. And worthy of the effort.
You just need someone that can translate.
Maybe we can teach them all common.
He scribbles down the idea. Anything else? I'm sorry I can't give you more.
I will ask for more, don't worry. We'll meet again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lokar hates you.
I can't help that. But if you're going to the Templar district and you want to swing by home, there's a box in my room, my study. And he fishes out of his pocket a key and puts it on the table. It has some considerable wealth in there. It'll get you where you need to go. It won't last forever, of course, but if what this gem shows is real, you're gonna need a lot more.
Good start.
If only my father had the foresight to bring that down with him. Knowing that our city was going to be besieged by anarchy.
Where's the fun in that?
Me getting to tell my father that I expect better of him.
He steps away and is clearly deep in thought. Almost doesn't hear your conversation, and he starts to pace, tugging the ends of his mustache.
We're going,
Okay.
Dad. Stay safe down here.
He nods with a furrowed brow. He says, "I believe in you, Aurora."
Right.
Okay. And you walk out.
To the blacksmith.
To the forge.
To the Forge Lord! Did he steal all our shit?
No, you can still hear him clanging away. Actually, I don't need to go here. We can go here. You can hear ringing out from the rusted forge that Dane is still working on there. It's like as you poke your noses in, he goes, I need another couple of hours. I've got something really nice coming your way. I think I've managed to. And you can see like the pieces of the bow, the arcane bow and the mithril, and the weapons that you gave earlier on, all like scattered in pieces around him. He's in full work, and you can see Bara is also working with an apron. And the moment you come in, he's like, I need to come out. I said, not now. Put it in the water, girl, idiot. And you can see that he's working fervently to create some things for you. 2 hours! 2 hours!
That sounds perfect.
And
Works
he
for
puts a red hot piece of metal into the water. It goes, psh! He goes, I like that sound.
There's something calming about smiths. Being
By the
able
way,
to
these
create things, tools.
Did you put anything down yesterday? Lisa,
Yeah.
did you put anything
Um,
down for the smith? Like a dagger or something? Your dagger of the hunt or something?
I'm gonna give him my dagger of the hunt. Yeah.
You did that yesterday, of course, right?
Of course I did.
Of course, yes.
On
Good,
your
good.
watch, you did, you know.
Yes.
We told you about it before we went to bed.
Hmm.
I did. I did.
Perfect, perfect.
You did that thing. Okay. So, not yet, but he's working.
Yep.
And he's holding the hammer, and you can hear him clanging the metal. It rings ever so melodically. So Aurora, I mean, you have the skills in smith tools, and you can see that this guy knows what he's doing. Each strike of the hammer on the metal is a perfect hit. The sparks fly out, and he grins as they singe his cheeks.
So pretty. Before I get distracted, Mayor?
Mayor.
Mayor? Okay. To the mayor's house. Mayor Chandel. Right. Where's my token for this? I left it outside.
Maybe we can also ask him where his right-hand man is.
I was just gonna bring his token as he's there.
Oh, perfect.
Look on. Doop. Huh? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Mayor Chandel is busy talking with Gaggle as you come in almost unannounced. No knocking.
Oka just moves in.
You catch them in the middle of a conversation where Chandel is saying, Are you sure? Are you sure this is the best way? Gangle is like showing him some paper with drawings on it. And that's the thing that you hear as you open the door. Ah! My saviors of the sorrows, how are you this morning? I trust you slept well.
As well as he can sleep in this place.
Sleep was achieved.
Right, well, Gangles here has got an idea, but it's fucking insane. It's insane, and there's no way it's gonna work. But he says it's a potential way. Gangle stands up, a little bit exasperated inside. He goes, No, it's just an idea.
Spit it out.
You asked for a guide, for a way through. Now I can do that. But I've also taken the liberty of trying to sketch down as much as I can about Undergirst, just in case. And as I was doing that, I realized that it's gonna be difficult. Things have awoken, and they're moving around in the dark a little bit further on. So, my idea was that we would do our best, and we'll go to the potion shop, and we'll get some supplies. I have an order that could potentially help us. And we can make our way through. About that?
Oh well, it's not there anymore, I think.
Detective Fernando here has a story to tell.
Maggo just blurts out, "That was stolen! That was stolen! Sorry, stolen."
An incredible story, very detailed.
Gang shit.
Gaggle says, "Fuck." I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we can still make it. And Shando goes, "You're a fucking idiot." I mean, maybe these guys are strong. You see the thing that they brought? Maybe they can make it. And Gangle says, "Let's leave it to them, shall we, Shandal?" And
Talking creatures in the dark. What are we exactly talking about? Some more bug people?
look,
I mean,
he shows you his drawing of Undergirst as best as he can make it out. And it's well sketched. It's not to this extent, but you know, I've been busy. So this is what he shows you.
Whoa. That is
Oh, wow.
huge.
That's massive.
well, one monster I could think of that could be an Underghost is a certain eldritch beast that has fallen down the arena.
Don't remind me that it exists.
And if you fall down, you get to Underghost. Just a possibility.
Yeah.
Might be responsible for stuff waking up too.
Gangle,
Means
like,
we-
go ahead.
She just kind of mutters to herself about having to kill it.
There's something, Gangle says. Something that is not right. Now, there've always been creepies in the dark. Monsters that are surviving in the corners of Undergirst. Then there's bandits. People that just made their way down. Maybe new enemies from whatever's happening on the surface. But something. Maybe you're right, as he realizes the fact that you mentioned there was a creature that fell. If it's that, if that's the thing that's turning things, making them walk around, maybe the reason why we need to be careful. But look, this map at least gives you some idea in terms of space and how much we have to walk to get to places. Now, he gestures to the top left where the sorrows are. It's like, we're here. And I can take you to the surface. The closest through the crawl, which is probably the way that you came here. But that's going to take you to the Warrens. We can go that way. It'd be the simplest way to get to the surface. If you want to have the highest chance of not encountering whatever it is that's wandering around and awakening things in Undergirst, that's the best solution. But it'll only get you to the Warrens on the surface. So, where are we going?
Do you know of other ways out?
He gestures to areas on the map that he's marked as exits, and you can see on the map the little entryways with stairs.
Do you know where they exit?
I have a general idea. I haven't taken all of them, taken a few. I asked around and others have chimed in and say, like, there's one there. Gonna have to take it on their word that it's there.
And these other little places on the map, are these villages like the Sorrows?
There are some other settlements that have survived in Undergurst that we know of and we have occasionally traded with, but trade has stopped. It seems like people don't want to travel Undergurst without an armed escort or some mercenaries. So that's how we kind of learned of it.
And what would be a potential exit to near the Templar district?
He rubs his chin. Says, Templar District. It's gonna be probably around where the holes. And he gestures to the southern part of Undergurst map. The halls of the crypts, that's where the royals, the past kings have been buried. And they would have been buried under maybe the Templar district.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So you kind of rotate the page 90 degrees clockwise, and you kind of realize that it matches up with the space of Gerst, where the Sorrows is like kind of underneath the Warrens, and heading west gets you to the Hall of Crypts.
It's the temple, the Venom Spire temple, seem like it kind of lines up with the ziggurat up top at all.
Oh god.
I think that would be the Shattered Seat.
Yeah, it'd be harder.
Middle things.
It's no,
Probably.
Hard to tell.
if the Sorrows is where the Warrens is, the Venom Spire Temple must have been more in the northern part of the artisanal district.
Gotcha.
In the northeastern part of the artisanal district.
Right, so should we risk it, guys? Should we risk going south and
West.
taking the exit through the Hall of
I
Crypts?
mean,
Sorry, west.
how
Yeah,
do you like?
Put an arrow for you for a north.
If he's certain of a path to the Templars, I would rather go straight there. Monsters,
much-
at least, are predictable in how they're going to react. They're going to try and eat us.
I mean, depends on how much charm you guys think you have. If we can talk our way out of things on the top side,
I feel like
that would be easier.
this Jasper could probably talk our way through the Warrens.
The Warrens seems to be under the control of our people, so it should be easy to get through the Warrens. Everything after that is going to be a problem. And then Lisa, what do you think about your charm?
About my what?
Your charm.
My charm.
Yes. Get people not to kill us.
I think I could manage. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I could convince people not to kill us. Not sure about animals, because I don't think I'm able to talk to them for some reason, apparently. But yeah, I could do it.
I mean, we could choose to go towards the Templar district, and if things get too hairy, we could use the exit over here, which would give us
Halfway.
probably, yes, halfway, kind of, somewhere past the Artisans district.
You want the Gerst map?
Sure.
That would put us in one of the Order districts, but I think that would be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, the moment you're inside, it might be easier to sneak around. Yeah, if we get, I guess technically, yeah, I guess that would be if we're inside it, the only problem would be like getting past the of us being here, right? The rest might be easier to sneak about.
Yeah.
I guess a human might need to be disguised in some form because they don't like humans.
Are there any other gates into the Templar district, or is it only through the stadium?
There were smaller ones in the Smith and North District, if I recall. No.
The
Right here.
the main entrances that you have always gone out of Aurora has been the Gladiators, like gate, the main gates towards the Templar district. Roll a history check.
Maybe we can also try to climb the walls.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Your childhood shenanigans within the Templar district of potentially finding small entrances or exits to get out of the Templar district. You know, on those days where you were naughty and rebellious.
But her oath.
But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Before-
I've never been any of these things.
before,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
pre-oath.
Yeah, it's not coming of
Oath,
age, it's
oath,
pre-oath.
yeah. Finding yourself, rebelling against where you are. I don't want to stay. The whole sort of Aladdin, you know, like Princess Jasmine sneaking out into the bazaar. You
Oh god.
you were aware of sneaking through potential hidden holes and like gates, but it's been a while. Whether or not they will still be there, you are uncertain. You certainly haven't done it recently, and any sort of holes will be disguised or, you know, camouflage, hidden. But maybe as you think about it, if there are any people that live around the wall towards the Templar district that you could ask, potentially there may be holes through the wall rather than taking the gate in where there is conflict.
I mean, there's other entrances, but
I mean, it's just an emergency plan, right? If we feel like we can't handle what's down in Undergust, we dip. And use Nissa's charm to not die. Right?
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt anyone in the older district would ever lift into me, so yes, Issa leads the way.
Alright, I guess that's a good plan.
I can always also try to turn into somebody that looks like them or
Exactly.
dresses like them
Yes.
to maybe get us past, or yeah, whatever. I'll come up with something if the occasion rises.
Magrim speaks up, saying, as I recall from the map that your father, Aurora, showed us, the wall seems to be under control by the Order. Weren't those the guys that were just like straight up murdering people in the stadium as we were trying to leave?
Yep.
Yes.
Super
Yeah, with
racist.
They're all
with
like
the red
into-
robes.
Yeah, only like actual Epsilonian kind that's allowed to exist, like orcs and goblins. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm fucked.
I
Well,
kind
you know,
of take
just
an
hide.
exception to only Epsilonian kind, thank you.
You know, we can find something in the Soros to kind of disguise us a bit more, and if, I mean, maybe also like if Lisa can lead the way in the disguise of someone clearly from the Order and like red robes and shit. I think they can let us
Ye-
move past if they don't see our faces.
You think you can do that, Nissa? Nis?
Yeah. Niece is okay. I think I could do that.
What do we know about the
Somehow.
order, though? What if they ask you a question?
Lie. Lie until you make
mean-
it.
I mean, it's just an emergency idea, right? I mean, I think mainly we would like to just follow the path all the way down, and hopefully immediately get out of the Templar district. But since we don't even know if that perfectly brings us there, we might still land in an ordered region. So
Okay.
The only ones that I truly don't think will ever be negotiable with are the Order. So if we can avoid it, we should. If not, then well.
yeah, I always think like once you're inside the area, it might be a bit easier since the fighting has been going on for like 2 days. So I assume they probably think they have taken care of most people in their area that they deem unworthy.
Okay. Gango says, so we're going to the holes.
Yup, that's plane one, and if me in the halfway there we realize that we're fucked because it's way too hard, then we pivot and we try to get out earlier,
I see.
since there's one early exit.
Okay. Right. Fine.
How much time do you need to prepare?
Maybe until the afternoon. Maybe 3 hours or so. Maybe need to get some supplies and need to try and do what we can to try and remain hidden in Undergurst. I'd recommend
Yeah,
it.
I mean maybe we can also see where your stuff got stolen to. I think it might have been destroyed, but maybe we can find something else that has been stolen from the shop and
Well,
use it to our advantage.
that's a great idea. If you can try and track down the potions that I've ordered, they would help us greatly. For an hour. So
That's not too
there's
bad.
that. It will make things easier for sure. Either if you use them in Gurst on the surface, or maybe when we get stuck in a pinch in Undergurst. But
Yep.
if you can do that, if you can spare the time and the energy and try and track them down before we head off, that will make things so much easier.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea who might be involved in stealing? It seems to be, from what Mag has told us, it seems to be quite like multiple people thing, like more of a like a gang or a mafia or something of that sort.
Gang,
Or
yeah.
organized is what I'm trying to say.
The only the gangs around here are many, but if it's organized you're talking about, there's one that comes to mind. They call themselves the Broken Blades. And they have a hideout that we're trying to track down and bring them to justice, but we just don't have the manpower.
I'm up for killing some gang members. No taste of stopping anarchy on the surface.
Alright.
Yeah, we should make sure to not overdo ourselves, but
Then I recommend you talking to Maw back at the Hollow Tankard. The Blades come in every so often, have a few drinks. Maybe you can ask him whether they've been by recently or where they are. He's your guy.
yeah.
We gotta get Jasper in the loop anyway, so we might as well.
Yeah, maybe we can just scare them off instead of killing them. And make it easier for us.
That would be a cruelty to innocent people, Lokar.
Then
Why?
I will be waiting at the ridge to the exit of the Sorrows in 3 hours or so. I'll be holding a gem torch, one of the crystal torches that will hopefully help us. You'll see me.
Take your time. We have an order to pick up from the new resident smith.
Right. I'll get my things.
Oh yeah, do we get money for dealing with the ghost stuff, Mayor?
Oh, right. Shandell says, you took care of the ghost. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Second drawer. As he points
I'll
to
take
the
that.
back.
If you don't mind me, I will come over here and take that. Thank you.
You
no, just don't
open
forget that
the
stuff.
drawer, and there's a small pouch, leather pouch in there. You pick it up, and it jingles.
I'll make sure to
That is
feel
money,
around in the drawer for anything else.
You take a look around, it's kind of bare,
Okay.
empty. You see a small spider skitter away in the back.
Come back. I like spiders.
Roll an animal handling. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Nice.
The spider stops in its tracks. It looks up
I
to you
will
with its
pick
8
it up
eyes.
and- I'll pick it up on my finger and carry it with me as I do like the coochie coo thing. Like
We
who's a
do
cute little spider?
own it. We do own it technically because it was in the drawer.
The spider
You want to be my
skitters.
friend? You want to hang out?
It skitters around your fingers and your hand, like you let it walk as you do that. Sure. You have a spider, bro.
I'll name him bro.
Okay, it's just
Bra.
skittering at the moment. Spider bra. Okay, so we have a plan, guys. We have time to take care of the broken blades. We have Smith, who is working fiendishly hard to provide you with a reward for
Great.
revealing, freeing him from the forge. You have a lead in the pub. You have Jasper. You have Listen, and you have a journey ahead of you.
Yeah, Listen's okay with coming with us because we're gonna take her back to Mr. Handsome, right?
You will have
That's
to
the
talk
lie
to
we-
her
maybe.
about that.
That's the lie. That's the lie we can go with.
We will roll. Let me
He probably
roll
isn't
something.
an empress, that.
We're gonna roll charisma for Jasper to see how much of an impression he's made on him.
Oh boy.
He's flaming orange, don't you know?
I do.
His charisma's high, man. Oh. His performance is pretty good.
Performance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we will discover what happens with Jasper and Listen. We will discover what we find at the Hollow Tankard, the blades. So I will add that to the list of things here. Deal with the broken blades.
Yep.
Are we gonna like get our smithing stuff before the Broken Blades quest, or do we have to like?
That's your call. To
Yeah, I mean,
wait long enough.
afternoon is. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure like how long this whole mayor thing does because he said like only 1 or 2 hours, right?
Well, I mean, he'll wait for you. He told you how much time he needs, but
Yeah, he
he's
said
not gonna
afternoon.
he's not gonna go without you. So
Well,